Python object deletion. Both b, a 1, have same id, but deleting one isn't affecting the other. Python reference states that del on a subscription deletes the actual object, not the name object binding. Output 1, 3, 4, 5 proves the statement. But how is it possible that b remains unaffected when both a 0 and b have same id? Edit. The part del on a subscription deletes the actual object, not the name object binding is not true. The reverse is true. Del actually removes the name object bindings. In case of del on subscription, e.g. del a1, removes object 2 from the list object and also removes the current a1, binding to 2 and makes a1, bind to 3 instead. Subsequent indexes follow the pattern.
Del doesn't delete objects, it deletes references. There is an object which is the integer value 2. That one single object was referred to by two places, a1 and b. You deleted a1, so that reference was gone. But that has no effect on the object 2, only on the reference that was in a1. So the reference accessible through the name b still reaches the object 2 just fine. Even if you del all the references, that has no effect on the object. Python is a garbage collected language, so it is responsible for noticing when an object is no longer referenced anywhere at all, so that it can reclaim the memory occupied by the object. That will happen some time after the object is no longer reachable. 1. Python uses reference counting to implement its garbage collection too, which allows us to say that objects will usually be reclaimed as soon as their last reference dies, but that's an implementation detail not part of the language specification. You don't have to understand exactly how Python collects its garbage and shouldn't write programs that depend on it. Other Python implementations such as Jython, PyPy, and IMPython do not implement garbage collection this way. 2 plus an additional garbage collection mechanism to detect cyclic garbage, which reference counting can't handle.
Del merely decrements the reference count for that object. So at after b equals a1, the object at a1, has 2, let's say, references. After delete a1, it is gone from the list and now only has 1 reference, as it's still referenced by b. No actual deletion occurs until the ref count is 0, and then only on a GC cycle.
There are multiple issues at work here. First, calling del on a list member removes the item from the list, which releases the reference count on the object, but it will not deallocate it since the variable b still reference it. You can never deallocate something which you have a reference to. The second issue to note here is that integer numbers close to 0 are actually pooled, and are never deallocated. You should normally not have to bother knowing about this though.
They have the same id because Python reuses the id for small integers, even if you delete these. This is mentioned in the docs. The current implementation keeps an array of integer objects for all integers between -5 and 256, when you create an int in that range you actually just get back a reference to the existing object. We can see this behavior